Hello, friends. It's Sensei Christopher here. It is Tuesday. It is Tag Team Tuesday. And we've got Gwen English here to give us a tag team reading for you. And it's also a bit of aftermath when it comes to that full moon. People are still having symptoms. And it's a short class today, just 1 hour. So keep streaming. Let's go inside. If you're watching us on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at SiriusJoytv. Please click like on this video, and if you don't mind, hit the bell button so you're notified so we collectively defeat the algorithm overlords. The Sirius Joy nonlinear TV network is simulcasting right now on many media affiliates, including Instagram, X.com, and Facebook, just to name a few.
Aloha! I'm Mary, and I'm inviting you to experience the mystical world of the tarot with me. As a tree-hugging dirt worshiper, a retired wildlife biologist, and a sprite of the forest, my readings take you into the realms of elemental creativity to unearth a deeper awareness for those big decisions that you have in life. The first 50 viewers to email me with the coupon code below and book a reading will receive 50% off that reading. I can't wait to see what the cards have in store for you. Mahalo nui loa.
At Hair Intelligence, we believe that every strand of hair has its own voice and needs. By combining ancient wisdom with modern biochemistry, we create pure, organic solutions that work in harmony with your hair's natural biology for optimal hair health naturally. By choosing simplicity, sustainability, and science-backed natural solutions, we help our clients transform their hair, whether it's repair, regrowth, or simply radiant, healthy manes they seek.
All of her products have completely changed my hair. I like to call it magic in a bottle. So if there's one thing that she knows, it's hair.
Before using Karen's products a few years ago, I struggled with various hair challenges, including alopecia, and now I've overcome them and I've just fallen back in love with my hair.
Get your best hair with clean, organic products that are catered to your hair's unique health and longevity. Get 20% off your first purchase at Hair Intelligence by entering code SiriusJoy20 at checkout. Rediscover your hair's true potential.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sirius Joy Live. I'm Sensei Christopher Witecki. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. And my goodness, we are feeling the bumps and rolling, I think, of Aquarius for one, and also that full moon in Leo. That was a silent but deadly full moon, y'all. That was tough. And we're still seeing aftermath. And it's Tag Team Tuesday. We have Gwen English here today. We're going to talk about all sorts of things and really dive into everything she does. And she's going to tag team with me on our readings today. But let's get to the readings. If you like a reading, you can get one. Just simply navigate to SiriusJoy.shop. SiriusJoy.shop. Purchase yourself a reading. Even if this is what you're watching this after hours, you can purchase a reading and we'll pick it up the next day when we come back to work. We do readings Sunday through Thursday here, and we're from 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific, all the way to 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. But today, we're actually going to be cutting it off about an hour short. That's because we have a special corporate meeting that we have with Sirius Joy, and we got to bring our family together to talk. So we're moving in, we're grooving. So come on down. It's going to be a fun day. Well, I don't want to waste any time here. Our guest today is someone very special and dear to me. She's been a friend of mine for over 30 years. I met her when she was in her 20s in art school in Chicago, and I was in film school, and we were waiting tables at a Greek restaurant. And we've been friends ever since. She introduced me to step astrology, in which I found step astrology after that, and has been a confident friend and a wise soul for many lifetimes. Please welcome my good friend and my colleague, Gwen English. Yay!
Hi, Christopher.
Oh my gosh, we both ended up purple today.
Well, it's a Libra day.
Totally, yeah. Boy, do we feel it.
Yeah.
Welcome, first of all, to this little show. So glad to have you on here. Howard, I guess.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. And you've been.
My first day. It's exciting.
It is exciting. Actually, I don't think you and I have ever tag team read it before.
Well, I mean, we used to do that at every Greek restaurant. We're tag team reading everybody. But yeah, we haven't done it since I've been at Sirius Joy.
No, we haven't. I mean, what we do on the phone, like we'd like pick up on people or like pick up on a relative or, zoom in on the same person. They didn't know we were reading them, but that we were, like at the time, but just to
We
help
don't
people.
do that though anymore because that's not ethical.
Well, no, this is family friends. This is a friend checking in on, this is, I think it's cool to have a fellow psychic, hey, check in, am I getting this signal right kind of thing, but it'd be wrong to be like just, moving in on Strati, for instance.
Exactly.
Which is our boss then, just make distinctions. Well, tell us just an overall to get to know you, your background. Just tell us your background real quickly. You have what everyone loves about you and I love about you is that you take creativity and turn it into spirituality. And you started with creativity, right? As an art teacher.
Yeah. We met right after I'd finished undergrad school and I moved back to Chicago and I was going through some changes. I met my first past life astrologer and started studying astrology and I loved it. And then I got into some meditation that kind of grew into a practice. And then I met Sonia Choquette. And so it was a real intense period of like spiritual growth and learning. And I was just eating it all up. And so for me, I couldn't have articulated this in undergrad school. I was doing it, but art has always been a spiritual practice for me. It's it's my gateway to the divine. So if I'm painting, my conscious mind can step over to the side. If I'm doing tarot cards, it's the same. And after undergrad school, that's where I really realized that creativity is the gateway to healing and certainly my spiritual practice. Like there's an article behind me about some of my work as artwork is as prayer. So I consider it an intuitive spiritual act to create things.
Well, it's where good ideas come from, right? It's not the brain. It's not logic, most of the time. I mean, there's some logic can go into the rules, but we know it just kind of pops in our head, right? When we have a creative idea, it just pops.
Yeah, but I don't think people are conscious of that. And some people still today think they're thinking the ideas. I see of myself as more of a clear channel. And then it's also an act of devotion. So if I'm not grounded, I will use creativity to get back in my body, to call my spirit back. So then I can be guided, because what I understand about intuition and being intuitive and psychic is that if you are in the past in your mind or the future, you are not guidable. And so you can't receive guidance. If you're ruminating about something and thinking and thinking and thinking, you're not a clear channel. You may get intuition, but it comes through filters.
And you argue with it. When it comes in, like it comes in, you're arguing your head. Like, no. Well, it's also a thing. I think it maybe was The Artist's Way. You kicked me that book. Gwen has always bought me all these books. She's always on. I don't know how you do it though. You're always on top of the hot books. You've always had the hot books way before I knew they were hot. Like, I mean, talking about Artist's Way, the art, spiritual books. She always gave us gifts. Very generous person. Sag in the second for Scorpios, But it was, I think, The Artist's Way, when it really clicked for me, it's like, oh my gosh, when you're creative, you are with God. Like you are in that same holy space. Like,
well, Julia Cameron's whole philosophy is that we were all made in the image of the creator, whatever your spiritual background. And so we were all designed to create. And that was also part of my training then, like a little interesting bit about, Julia Cameron. I never worked with her in person. I did work with Sonia Choquette in person. I did a lot of training with her. And what's interesting is that Julia Cameron used to go to Sonia Choquette for readings. And
wow.
Sonia had a dream of being a writer, but she didn't feel confident as a writer. And Julia Cameron said to her, do you think I could learn to be intuitive? And so they started, this is how old I am. Julia Cameron would fax a question, and then Sonia would fax her a teaching on her question. And they would go back and forth like this. And by the end of a certain period of time, Julia Cameron had a whole sheath of Sonia's creative work. And she said, what you are describing to me is a psychic pathway. And that was her first big hit of a book. So, it's interesting how, the intuitive and spiritual for me has always been connected in that way.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I think too, like just from a perspective of, sanity, I found that if I go do something creative, like Legos as a kid, I realized that Legos was meditation time.
It was because you could put things together. So one of the things when I was going into graduate school, I'm almost embarrassed to say this out loud, but art therapy was considered a soft option. Like if you couldn't do other things, they didn't have any research on it. They didn't know what it was. Ego artists were kind of like, that is beneath us. But really, that's the whole reason we do art, is to inspire others and to ground our healing. And what they've done in the last 30 years since I was in school is they've discovered that when you work with your hands, if you're knitting, if you're doing Legos, if you are cooking, if you are washing dishes in a mindful way, you can heal trauma without talking about it. And so I started painting. I was very young. My mother was ill. She died of cancer when I was 12. And so my artistic practice kind of sustained me through childhood. And my intuitive practice really got clear when she crossed over, because I continued the conversation. So art and spirituality has always been intertwined. We met at a really crucial time in my development where I just owned that this was how I wanted to live. I wanted to live an intuitive life.
And you're like my first friend that would talk about past lives and your past lives. And, it was a cool time, because I found a friend in Chicago who believed in all this woo-woo and helped me get set up in astrology books and all kinds of stuff. It was a great reuniting, actually, of our studies of our souls. Speaking of creativity, you yourself have a course that is coming back out here this spring, which I was talking about yesterday's show, actually. And the brilliant thing about this course is that you literally create a tarot deck out of your own creative mind, which I think is a brilliant idea.
So for Sirius Joy, I did the Heartspeak Oracle class, which was about creating a tarot deck. So the first thing that I fell in love with when I was doing intuitive work was tarot cards, because the imagery. So it just was like a clear channel to the divine for me. And the process of creating something, I have my deck here. I read with it in every reading that I do. I like this deck because you intuitively choose images and you pull them together. So for the Heartspeak Oracle class that is part of Sirius Joy Academy, on each day, I kind of lead a meditation on that particular step day. I contextualize it. I guide people through the process. I've demonstrated how to intuitively select your images. You pull them together into a card, and then you kind of continue the meditation about what it says to you. So you may begin like intuitive, creative, expressive work, whether it's collage or painting. You begin maybe with an intention. But the gift of the work is it bypasses the conscious mind. And so you learn something that you didn't know. You get to that intuitive knowing. And Carl Jung talks all about this. We share symbols and archetypes that have universal meaning that also have personal meaning for people. And that's what we kind of connect to in that way.
Absolutely.
And just because I made this deck for myself doesn't mean it doesn't speak to other people. I use it with them all the time.
You can do a reading for a person, even though it's based on your creative mind.
Yeah, I use it every time I do a reading.
That's awesome. So if you guys check it out. We'll be talking about it. We'll advertise when it's ready for registration, but it starts again this basically just before spring, and it's give me the whole title. The Heartspeak Oracle.
It's called the Heartspeak Oracle, A Creative Path to Self-Love. And so the whole process is designed to connect you to your heart so that you can listen to the voice of your heart and use it in your life, because we're not trained to follow our hearts. So this is a way to get back in touch with that.
It's a brilliant idea. Like the more I think about it, the more brilliant it is, because you basically are creating a card for every step number within the realm of love. If you do it through 40 days of self-love. Still can be love in any capacity of the year, but then so you end up having this language, your own story, like a tarot card. You have your own story kind of tied to each step number, and so it's like literally when you can't read yourself, you can read yourself. You pull a card.
Yeah, it bypasses, and you get to know more about it. as you continue to work with the cards. So you know that it's attached to step 18, say. So you're looking for your heart and what it wants to commit to so that you can act on it. But the layers get richer. And I also teach a Heartspeak painting process, which is intuitive painting. So it's not technical. It's not designed to be a technical art class. It's designed to tap into that same process of listening very deeply.
Well, let's actually to say right now for the first time that class is coming up, right? You have a Heartspeak painting class coming up around the corner.
I do. I'm offering a 2-hour workshop that is just a little taste of a longer class. I have the Heartspeak painting process and studying 12 archetypes from March 21st, right at the spring equinox, through June. And but the 2-hour workshop is just a taste. You go in, I will work with you on how to go through the different layers of your consciousness and get past, I don't know how to make art. I don't do this. I have 3 simple demonstrations for how to do a background. Then we come back together and we do a little meditation, and you choose an archetype that you're drawn to, and everything builds out of that archetype because it's just for today. And I take you through it step by step. And, I recently did a painting for this, and I thought, this is about my kids leaving and this and this. But really, at the end of the process, my statement was, I am one who protects my light. And so that was under there. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, you said a lot of self-discovery, and this is a great compliment to 40 days of 40 days of self-loving. What is it? Ascension. So, it's a great compliment to 40 days of past lives and karma we're about to do too. So it's because if you're going through the karma program and you're also doing cards at the same time, you're really getting deep in your heart and what you're doing. So it's a great compliment to all of our stuff. It's brilliant too. Right?
Well, and some of my former students who did Heartspeak Oracle are using their cards every day, and they're coming up with their own. They're using other practices, like some cards, Oracle decks will have a specific name for each card. And so they're simplifying it and doing that as well. They know that the step is the core of it, but it kind of enhances their reading, and they're using it as part of their daily practice.
It's amazing. I mean, this is the first time I've heard of really in our generation where practitioners are making the cards they're using. It's like the next level of light work. It's really cool. And another level of light work is you in the public and teaching. You were on Unite the Light and Unite the Light 1 and 2. And we actually have a clip of Unite the Light of you and Unite the Light 1. Let's take a look at it.
Yay.
Yay.
The way that I work with myself and with clients, I have a family, so my whole world is about cross boundaries. Like every day, we start the first thing in the morning, and I might be sleeping, and somebody's like, Mom, 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 Mom. I mean, so you're never not going to have people or the world cross your boundaries. The first place you start is with actionable steps with yourself that you can do. I mean, you have to think small. Like, of course, I would love to tell you all that I get up every day and I do yoga, but instead I'm getting my kid off to school and then I'm working as fast as I can here. I mean, I have to set things so clearly. So the one thing that I do that sets my day and ends my day is I walk. I exercise every day. So that's a commitment that I keep to myself. So the way that you continue to build those personal boundaries is by starting.
Step Astrology is the key to unlocking your past, your purpose, and your heart. Are you ready to understand yourself better than ever before? Enlightened edutainment awaits inside the Sirius Joy Vault. Subscribers receive in-depth insight into the planetary energies with daily texts, Pep Talks, and more, personalized to your unique blueprint. Subscribe now for only $3.99 your first month at SiriusJoy.com.
I love that commercial. We are back with Sirius Joy Alive. I'm here with Gwendolyn English, our guest today and our tag team reader. We saw a lot just now. We saw a clip of you talking about boundaries, which is rare. We never see that or hear of that, do we? Yeah, this was our expertise in the first season. But it was great. It was a great lecture. I was glued to it, even watching it. 2 years later, it was great. But also, past lives and karma. We're just plug that. We just saw the commercial for it, guys. It's going to start on the first day of Pisces. We'll have tickets available and seats available in the next 24 hours. Okay, so we'll hammer it. We'll send out blasts. We'll send in emails. We'll remind you. But this is an amazing program for you to understand your karma and dive into who you are. It works. It works. It was channeled. I channeled this one myself out of astrology. I told the story yesterday that I do see little signs when it comes to past lives in charts, and Spirit told me go through their childhood and go through the steps. And so we did. And you basically do a tour, a lecture tour, and a journaling tour through your childhood on specific days with specific prompts. And by the end, you will see for yourself the themes that you're carrying from past life. Any comments on this, Gwen, as far as past life?
First of all, I think this is an incredible year to do this program because of the transition we're making with Neptune and Saturn moving out of Pisces and into Aries. So you've already done a significant amount, whether you're conscious of it or not, of visiting your past lives and spiritual stories. You may not have had awareness about it, but usually a past life is something that bumps up against something in real time. And so the real time activation may be more intense because of what's underneath it. So this is going to be a remarkable year for healing on this spiritual story, because so many of us have come here at this time as empaths on the planet to help with this next phase of human development and ascension. But we're remembering all the stuff we lived through. And so it's a great opportunity with guidance from the Sirius Joy team. And there's also tutoring sessions and things to visit your story in a safe way. For me, the whole reason I got involved in astrology and spirituality and learning is not just because I'm a 21 Scorpio. That has a lot to do with it. But the awareness of where certain things comes from eases the process for me. I mean, as humans, we all defend against pain and loss. Nobody wants that.
Right.
But you said very wisely that our job is not, like, my job isn't being an artist or a mom or an intuitive or an astrologer. I came here to heal, and to heal through teaching. And so I believe everybody's here to do that. So past lives and karma, let's go.
Yes. And if it's a total anomaly to you, don't worry. If you don't have any memories of it, don't worry. This is a great kind of scientific way through journaling to actually take a look at it. And if nothing else, you'll see your subconscious themes. I mean, if you want to call it that. So it's great. We'll have more details on that at the Academy. Well, Gwen, we're here for tag team readings, and this is going to be, I think our first questions are just based on sun, rising, and moon sign.
Perfect.
And just look up on the screen here. And I think I'll read the first one. I'll let you read the second one. Fabiola. Oh, I love that. It's like Viola. Step 20, Virgo Sun. That's a master Virgo Sun. Focus on emotion. Look at the power of Fabiola. All the zeros. Step 20, Virgo Sun. Step 10, Cancer Rising. So again, manifestor, big time. And a step 10, Leo Moon. And gosh, that kind of goes right in a row almost as far as the energy is concerned. The question is, what avenues of my current life to focus my energy on? How to discern what to prioritize? Oh, Virgo's asking us how to discern what to prioritize, right? No way. No way.
I don't understand. I have a Virgo. It can be confusing.
Virgo expert here, the mother of Virgo expert right here. Well, you want to jump in? You want to go first?
Sure. Okay. The thing that stands out to me, first of all, is the zeros. I'm going to be all Scorpio about it. Your job across all fronts is to make sure you're creating sacred space or just protected space, even as you live your life. You have to protect your heart. That's your Leo. You have to protect your heart. That's your Cancer. You have to protect your feelings. That's your Virgo. And so if you navigate in the world without paying attention or tending to your heart and feelings, you are going to feel really vulnerable.
I mean, you look at your chart, you're incredibly vulnerable. Like a candle in the wind, all these zeros are basically a window that's open until you say close. So I agree with Gwen. In each case of the zeros here, you have to sort of ask yourself, what to protect yourself and your feelings, like Gwen said, and also your ego, where your ego's not going to be triggered, which is also triggered by feelings, like Gwen said. And then overall, your heart has to be protected, first of all. And the other thing I would say is you have to, secondly, then you want to rid yourself of what you don't want. Get rid of the wrong answers. Like on a test, you choose which are the wrong answers. If something is not relevant to the day, just go ahead and protect it out of your space for that day. And narrow down, focusing in. Like use those zeros to focus in, to nano in. You only have to focus on a tiny little bit at a time. And so current life to focus my energy on, well, I would say with the Cancer rising, you know, Saturn is now entering into your house of career. So, you know, as a Cancer rising, you're going to be working on self-discipline this next year. You'll be working on making better decisions for yourself. I would say the decisions for yourself have to do with whether or not you feel safe. Again, don't make a decision unless you already feel safe, because if you're making decisions without your boundaries up and your intentions, I protect prompts, as we say, we have a prompt universe to protect you. You're probably making decisions that are actually aimed to protect instead of aimed to thrive. So if you have protection in place, you can now choose from a thrival perspective. And I'll say just for Virgos in general, like Virgos, to give the Virgo race a bit of a bump here, it's going to be a lot of trust and intimacy issues, because Saturn and Neptune in Aries means your boundaries with yourself, drawing lines with yourself, which is tough, but it has to be based on how you feel, feeling safe, and the best action of self-love. I would say that's what I'd add to it.
Well, you can't put your feelings behind other people's needs.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to really, like if you put your feelings to the side to take care of somebody else's first, you're really going to feel it. And that's where Virgos, I think, are having a hard time, because they are the healers of the zodiac. And so they want to help other people. And I would pull that in. The other thing that I would definitely say is right now you have a big jewel in your first house, which is Jupiter retrograde. And it is teaching you how to love you in a new way. And so you've heard me talk a little bit about building a spirit house inside of you. Sensei talks about the vault. Like that has to be a place that you cultivate for the next 6 months before Jupiter goes into Leo, because this is going to be something that you take with you your whole life. How you have compassion with yourself, how you love yourself, how you care for yourself.
That's this summer in July. So this summer, faith and money will be connected because of your Cancer rising and your Leo in 12th for solar.
And then you get just a bonus because Jupiter goes right into Leo. It's like you do the hard stuff, and then all of a sudden your heart's going to come online.
You raise your prices. It's going to happen. So thank you for your question. It was awesome. Our next question, bring her up. I'll let you read this question, Gwen.
Okay.
Looks like Viro. Sorry, maybe you can't see these yet. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I've got it. Viro, I'm a stay-at-home mom. My children are in their teens or getting close to. They are more autonomous now, but still have many needs. Yes. Should my focus continue being solely on them, or is there something else that I should be doing professionally? Intuitively, I think you're starting to put your big toe in the water on that. Like you 18 Gemini sun, 14 Aqua rising, the next 24 years belong to you, and a 3-degree Libra moon. This card here is step 9, I act, I am. So it's not to step out of your current roles. It is to take small actions on behalf of your own becoming.
Absolutely.
I mean,
acting in, because that Virgo sun is 18. Your tendency to act outside, do outside activities like the kids, and the card she's pulling is saying, "Well, you got them cared for. Now you."
18 Gemini sun too, isn't that 9? So you're going to have to balance caring for yourself and caring for them, because you're teaching them how to be an adult by how well you tend to yourself. So if you ignore all your needs, they're going to grow up and do the same. And you don't want to do that. You want them to be able to care for themselves.
Mm-hmm. For all Geminis in general, you are now out of your karma with career, and you are now ready to move and make your mark in the world. So it's time to start thinking about where you belong in the world. That's going to be the first step this year. Where do you belong? Where's your heart belong? And who do you belong being if you're out there? In other words, who are you to you when you're out there in the world? That's a very important thing. Are you going to support yourself? Or are you going to feel like you are not supported? The world's not supporting you. So basically the first decan of the 11th house is, will you support yourself? Will you stand by your side? And if you stand by your side, society does. If you don't stand by your side, society doesn't. That's the first big test there, right? I think also with Gemini suns, having Jupiter in Cancer, you guys and gals have been basically expanding self-worth through emotional work. And that has got to continue. You've got to keep processing feelings. I know you don't like to think. I like to think about feelings, but not feel the feelings. But your value, I'm hearing like a question of what your value is underneath this question sentence, and that has to do with emotional care. And you're a mom, so you've been giving all the emotional care out the door, right? Your moon is a lonely 3, okay, like elementary brand new moon. Like, ooh, let's just keep that away. And so, unfortunately. And that's probably in the house of, is it quite right now? We're not quite there, but it's air. Basically, you are learning how to go ahead and dip your finger into those feelings. Go ahead and take a little bit more of a taste of what they're telling you. Go and extract a little bit more of the experience so you can get a little more understanding. So a little more focus on feelings, I think, will help you a lot. Really answer this question for yourself.
Well, and your feelings can really be a place that you turn, whether you are upset or not. Like, you don't want to make decisions or take action unless you're neutral. But if you're upset about something, there is wisdom in there that is going to tie to your net 3 belief. And so really turning towards your feelings to say, what do I believe about creating balance in my emotional sphere? Do I believe I have to give everything to my children, or I can have some balance and do some things for myself? So I would turn and ask your feelings what they're telling you about your beliefs and the development of your story.
Absolutely. All right. That was brilliant. Nicely done, Joe. Nicely done. I think we have another. Indeed. My turn. I'll read this one. this client, step 21 Aqua Sun. Yay. Laura. 7-degree Aqua Rising, step 7. So it's intuitive rising, intuitive opening of the door. And 19-degree, step 19 Aqua Moon. Very powerful. And that moon is basically conjoining the sun. So we have a stellium there, which is great, or a conjunction. How can I lead myself and others in these times when so much info is available that contradicts each other? Ooh, that's a good question. Go ahead, Gwen. Go ahead. I felt yours. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you were made for this age of Aquarius. This is part of what you came here to do. And so, the first thing is you are listening to your heart and feelings. Particularly, you've got a 19 Aqua Moon, so you can't take action until your heart's in it. And your 21 Aqua Sun, your heart and feelings work together. And then we have the rising at 7, which is divine connection. So if you think about the Aquarius glyph, there's 2 wavy things on top of each other. I can't make it with my hands, but there's a lower vibration and a higher vibration. And the higher vibration is the vision that you have from the air. It's the higher landscape. And so the beauty of Aquarius is, like it's the sign of civil rights. It's the sign of really bettering humanity. It is the sign of innovation. It's the sign of change, because you have the ability to elevate your frequency and take a look around. But then also, because we're moving into the age of Aquarius, you don't have to solve it all. You share your perspective and make people feel welcome at the table with their gifts. And you will be divinely led to do that. That's your 7 Aqua Rising. That will lead you. But your heart and feelings need to be on board. And so, Aquarians can really channel unexpected solutions.
Yes, brilliant solutions. This is a brilliant question, because this is going to be the problem for the next 18 months, is that you're going to have both sides of whatever conflict giving their opinions, and humans at home have to make their own mind up. And this is how we're being forced to grow up. Your truth is inside of you, not in the news. Your truth is inside of you. I listen to everyone talk all the time, and I always arrogantly have my own opinion. I disagree, I say to myself, but I keep it to myself. But the point is, what Gwen says is right. What your heart feels is true is what's true. What your heart feels is true. Now, that's true for you because your life, your story, what you're creating is going to live by those rules. It doesn't matter. We've been misled in the idea that everyone's under the same rules. That's not the way Creator did it. It wouldn't be creation. It was all the same. We're creating our own. So in that sense, your 7 Aqua Rising is picking up a signal. That's picking up a pure signal. That's a pure antenna. Okay, that's picking up everything. And so when it hits you, you have to ask yourself, when so-and-so, senator of such and such, says this, does my heart feel that's true? Yes or no? That's it. There's your answer. The next one, so-and-so of this and so-and-so of this state. Does your heart feel that's true? Yes or no? That's your answer. Now, what does that do? It doesn't change the world. It changes your decisions. It gives you your empowerment for you to make your decisions for your life. As for governing the world, if we're not elected to do that, we're not elected to do that, right? So I think part of us feel this responsibility, and really no one's counting on our votes when we count them at home. So it's not as important for us to have that opinion. But for your life and for everything and for everyone out there right while listening, really, we've come to a point, and it's official as of now. We've had some wacky headlines come out already this week, okay? And as these headlines come out, you have to ask yourself, does your heart feel it's true? And I would just keep it on the table. I wouldn't look for evidence. I wouldn't look to prove. I wouldn't look to argue. I just keep all the piece of evidence on your altar or on your table, and it'll eventually come to a full understanding of what you will be behind in the end, all right? It is a test of humankind's, I think, ability to think for themselves. Anything to add there, Gwen? I don't know.
I mean, I totally agree. I mean, the other thing that I would say that Aquarians are genius at, when they are channeling their best selves, they are incredibly neutral. They can hold space in some of the toughest conversations, which is why these things are happening right now. And so in the season of Aquarius, but also at the dawn of the age of Aquarius, we're finally in it. I mean, we've been talking about it the entire time that I've been studying astrology, but your goal is to stay as neutral as possible, to take the highest frequency, and you are holding the model of how people rise out of the discordant vibration that is below and rise up to come up with solutions that other people can't see. That's where your innovation is really going to help here. And you're going to teach us how to hold a higher emotional tone in daily life by modeling, I see things are going difficultly in the world, or there's a lot of discord, but you're holding space for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth option.
Yeah, totally. I agree. And innovation is where your heart belongs.
Yeah.
You are wired to always go higher or lower. So very rarely do you find the Aquarius that knocks things down, but they're out there. The destroyers, the ones that break things down. Most Aquariuses build things up, but your heart is wired to go higher, 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 because Uranus is either going up or down. It's a two flow. It's the vertical elevator that we have in our consciousness. And so if you follow what your heart feels is right, it's going to be up. It's always going to be up. It's always going to be innovative. Or unless you're a negative Betty and you're teaching that for this and yourself, sometimes south. But we're kind of getting rid of, I don't see many South Aquarians anymore because the entire Earth is south already. So all of you are tent poles, lightning tent poles that I think are going to, as you follow what your heart believes and what your heart feels. And the hard part is championing your heart, especially for you, Aquas. You like to go cold and take it cool and not show too much, emotion. What's that?
Not with Pluto transiting their sign.
Oh, yeah.
They have learned more about their heart and feelings than they ever have in their lifetime.
And let's steer off into the philosophical for a second. I think it's because they feel safe. I think Pluto is doing the job. I think they did not feel safe. I mean, you have very close Aquarius relationships in your life. Let's put it that way.
My husband's an Aquarius.
Yeah, she's handcuffed.
I think it's because all of a sudden they were pulled down into their feelings, and it gave them a new perspective.
Yeah.
So I agree. Pluto has made them feel safe. They've learned more about edges. I mean, they're air. Yeah. I mean, my husband had no protection out in the world, kind of leading things in his career, which is complicated and lots of important decisions. So you want people to be grounded and protected. And Pluto really has helped him feel, protect, and lead because that zero is there holding space for the feelings and their heart. I don't think he knew he wanted certain things, like what he loved, what he wanted, obviously his family and his work and things, but it's gone deeper into what his mission is, his spiritual mission here. So
yeah, I think Aquarius, since we're on the topic of Aquarius, thank you, Aquarius, for coming today. On the one hand, you are heart driven, but on the other hand, you are here to basically feel the vibration of what belongs and what doesn't belong, and be sort of a coach or be sort of a referee. And so you are here to referee. This goes with this, and this goes with that, right? And that sorting of the energy is sort of what Aquariuses do, and that's when we become entangled. I think Aquariuses had been so cut off from their own heart and so used to not getting what their heart wants, they just didn't have a signal to how to navigate. And I think
there's another perspective too, is that they're worried about the heart of humanity. Our son had a medical crisis in 2012. And I called in the big guns. I called in my husband. I was like, you have to go to the hospital. These doctors are not taking me seriously. And we need to know this, this, and this. And he came in and he quizzed the residents and the doctor. And he came home and he wanted to fix the entire medical system. And I was like, you did your job today. Wow. You took care of your son. That was the mission today. I think their heart has been like, we can do better for humanity. And so a lot of their frustration is, we can do better for humanity. But now they're in it in a different way. They have compassion.
Uranus and Taurus, they're forced on the ground with that hope since 2017 too. So they were forced to ground and get connected with their feelings and really ground their signal. I think that did tremendous for them. I think they had not stopped asking and stopped wishing. And that's because, after the Dark Ages, all those little Merlins just kept their mouths shut. I think you just didn't innovate. You shut your mouth. You do the Catholic Church, you shut your mouth in front of the king. You shut your mouth in front of. So they just kept their mouth shut. They kind of withdrew, and we're seeing them really thaw out for the first time. I mean, I've seen more Aquariuses like smile and be happy my entire life. It just Aquarius. Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible. Yeah. Good thing there. So
thank you for your question.
That's a great question.
I hope we answered it for you. Hold your perspective for humanity, be the model, listen to your heart and feelings, and stay divinely connected.
Yeah, that's your answer inside. We're going to do a quick commercial. We'll be right back. And I think we have a clip too somewhere along the line of another clip of you, Gwen. We'll be right back.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. We are a companion service here to offer guidance and support as you navigate your spiritual growth using Christopher Witecki's step astrology system. And we'll talk a little bit more about what that is as we come in. This program or show is designed to show you what you have available to you at your fingertips, not just technologically, but also from a community standpoint. We are all here practicing self-astrology. You're coming into a community that we are wanting to make safe and inclusive for you to question, learn, and grow on your own. And so we are so excited to have you here.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at SiriusJoytv. Please click like on this video, and if you don't mind, hit the bell button so you're notified, so we collectively defeat the algorithm overlords. The Sirius Joy Nonlinear TV network is simulcasting right now on many media affiliates, including Instagram, X.com, and Facebook, just to name a few. And we're back. And we have a question. By the way, that was a welcome party, something we have put on hold just for a moment, but I don't know if people know that we welcome our new subscribers every month. Gwen and Dikey have been doing that welcome party for about 6 or 7 months, where they walk through the whole site. They walk through the service. Oh, has it been a year? Jeez, quickly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, actually, it's true.
Last November.
Yeah. And basically orientate. We have orientation. We have orientation for our subscribers. Yeah, it's great. And I love hearing you talk about it. It's great. Yeah.
Well, right now we're taking a hiatus because we're doing other content at Sirius Joy, but that is available for you on the website as a resource to understand exactly how to use the site and what's available. It's all still current information, and we're available through our customer service. We want to help you out.
We totally are, actually. We have phenomenal. We actually have a human being that actually answers emails and calls. So imagine that technology.
I know.
I think we have 2 more questions. We're getting short on time, so let's go to the next question and do it. I think this is your turn to read, Gwen.
Okay, BB has a 1-degree Taurus sun, a 7-degree Virgo rising, and a 18-degree Taurus moon. So Uranus is heading towards my midheaven at 1 Gemini. Dun, 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 dun. My Chiron is at 5 Gemini. I was curious about what I can expect with the innovations or shakeups that Uranus can bring. I'd like to start on this a little bit. I would say, first of all, we want to honor where you've been. So This has been an incredibly intense eclipse season for you. So your Virgo rising, basically, God came in September and sucked out all of that energy because the South Node is there. And so that energy is being redefined. It's not quite solid yet. And what's important about it is, your new mantra should be perfect is the enemy of great. And I do not fear astrology, because also your Taurus moon has just been going through a Uranus transit. So you're looking ahead to Uranus coming in to your midheaven and your Chiron. I would say Uranus transiting your moon for, since 2018 has been.
That was when I went down. When I went down, that's my sun. That was your name. Continuing moon is my sun.
Yeah. So I would actually say that that's more intense even than facing Chiron. What would you say, Chris?
Oh, I went down for 9 months. It absolutely is more intense. My God, I barely lived through that.
But I mean, I think you've done a lot of work that has prepared you to be more innovative. I think the midheaven is what you're stretching towards and what you want to be. Your Chiron at 5, it's not as big a story as having Uranus transit your natal moon.
Yeah. I think she's correct. First of all, Uranus hitting that. You're step 1 Taurus, so you're here to love yourself and manifest from that. You're here to love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Your midheaven is love your ideas.
Right.
So your midheaven is saying you got to love your ideas and love yourself. Your Chiron is the time where in past life, Chiron at 5, you let your voice in your head destroy everything at least 3 times. I think Chiron has had at least 3 lifetimes. So for at least 3 lifetimes, you were a negative Nancy inside your mind. Your mind was always putting yourself down. Your mind was always being the critic to you. And you let your mind, should all over you, as we like to say. You should be this, should be that. So really, that what Uranus on 1 is saying, you better raise that love up higher. Uranus like, come on, it's like push-ups, but self-love push-ups. Which are the best push-ups? Like you get to eat a candy bar when you get to the top. It's like self-love. So you got to your thoughts have got to be more and more loving. I would say 5 times more loving than they ever have been. And so Uranus is going to create a lot of problems for you if you don't do it. So you'll find that, you'll see like you didn't amp yourself up, and then everyone in the audience, went running with one little critic or thing. It's like you'll see that by a lack of self-love in your mind, it turns into problems, is what happens. But it's a breakthrough. One thing about Uranus is it trips you, you fall on your face, and you're like, oh, pretty quickly what you tripped over. It's not like a secret, like, what the hell was that? It's a pretty quick.
No, it's
pretty quickly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and your heart and your actions have been up for this re-evolution. And so if your heart's in it or not. You may have some few lingering questions about valuing your heart's position, but your job is to be dedicated. As Uranus went direct today, I know I had to take it. I never do that, but your life is changing. But I want you to acknowledge what you've been through, because this wasn't an easy time to do this. I think you're actually more prepared for, your ideas and really what's going to change and become more innovative, really.
Yeah. What you're going to realize is that you actually have been lowering the bar all the time. Your mind has been playing it safe. It has been walking around the obstacles. It has avoided slippery slopes because it was afraid of the negative Betty 5. Now, most of my clients who have a 5-degree Chiron, they think they got something wrong in the world. Like, I got the answer wrong. I got the thing wrong. It's like they assume that they got something wrong in a conversation. They said the wrong thing. No, 5 is that you treat yourself like crap on the inside. It has nothing to do with what you do in the outer world. Maybe you said something wrong in the outer world, but that's not where the wound is. The wound is that you let your own self down. You let your mind let yourself down. There's a fear usually of mental disease and a fear of, usually the client will have all sorts of little, diagnoses as a kid. But wherever Chiron is a guaranteed heal. Guaranteed. It's the only thing guaranteed in the chart. Guaranteed. Yeah. You will heal this. Yes.
Yeah. I have high hopes for you. I really think that if you are able to listen to your heart and hold your value, that you will be able to act when Uranus hits that 5 Gemini and not allow self-doubt to take you down anymore. So
one thing I'll say is it hits 5. So Uranus will be the worst hit 2 degrees away. So when Uranus hits 3 degrees, that's when the shift will happen. It won't be by 5. By the time 5 hits, the whole world's been knocked down and rebuilt. So it's 2 degrees prior is when the shift hits a fan.
That's great info. Yes.
Yeah.
You're ready. That's good news.
Have fun. Write us. I'm saying.
No, I think they're ready. I really do. Like, I'm not being a net 3 here. I think you're more prepared than you know. You've been through a lot. Acknowledge that. And as Sensei said, you cannot, 5 Gemini wants you to doubt your intuition because it wants more evidence, but you don't need that.
Yeah. It's actually not that you're thinking anything wrong. It's that you're thinking that you might be thinking something wrong.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah. I think we have time for a speed round. This last question, then we're gonna have to go zipping off the air. Carrie, step 4 Cancer Sun, step 4 Pisces. Jesus, step 4 Pisces Ascendant. It's fun to be Carrie. It's kidding. No, that's a lot of transformation and magic. And 19-degree little moon, so then it magically makes things up. So happy 20s. Oh, thank you for wishing us happy 20 years. Thank you. You are the best. Will you please remind me of who I am at the core? Oh,
great.
You are love, honey. You are love at the core.
Yeah.
And that's funny. The fact that you have the four Cancer Sun and the 4 Pisces rising is saying the same thing. You've got to remember that it's all about self-love. That's literally why you are a 4. So you slip when you forget that. That's it. You have to remember you're only on one side this lifetime, your heart's. And it looks like you have not, if you have those 2 4s, you have not in past lives taken your side. You have not taken your side in past lives, ever. You have to take your side this lifetime. And the world will support you. The world will support you. Not maybe in the first step, everyone around you be like, what did she just do? Because all the people around you now are conditioned to you not be on your side of your heart. So there will be breakdown from them. They will not be happy. They won't like the fact that you're loving yourself. Be expecting of that. But the universe will support you. They'll be escorted away by police or something. I mean, the universe will just take that away because you belong loving yourself. You belong loving yourself. I know I'm being goofy. And then once you love yourself, that 19 moon is very fertile. That's like a magic wand right there.
And I feel like the 19 moon is what's gotten you through. So the truth of the matter is, you've got a net 10 moon. You protect your heart first before you take action. And if we want to be, super astro steppy about it, I would divide those 4s into 2s and say, what are my internal feelings? What are my external feelings? Like if you're lost and you don't know where you belong, take it down and work with those 2s, work with your feelings, because your Cancer Sun, especially with Jupiter in Cancer right now, is learning how to nurture those feelings in a whole new way. You've never had these experiences. And we need to take advantage of the rest of this retrograde into March, because we're going to carry this Jupiter transit and Cancer with us in this lifetime. And, Pisces too, like you are striving to be connected to your spirit through your heart.
Absolutely.
This eclipse cycle has been for you.
Absolutely. The heart is your modem in this lifetime. The heart talks to God and so does spirit. So you can go either way, in or out. Was one of the things. Oh, I hear it. Thank you very much for your question, Carrie. We'll remind you as much as you need to. But before we wrap, we want to talk about Gwen. And Gwen, what are you promoting today? Your website.
Well, my website, you can find me at Gwen English, Intuitive Bloom. You can just Google me. There's a QR code up there. But I offer readings. I have a 90-minute reading, a 60, and a 30. The 90 is kind of the full meal deal. We will do the astrology work. We will do oracle work. But then what I'm passionate about is giving you resources to help you navigate the difficult energies or different season in your life or meet goals. So we come up with a little soul map of kind of like an assignment. I can't not be a teacher for you to take with you out of the reading. If you purchase a 90 or a 30-minute reading in the next 48 hours, you'll get a free 30-minute follow-up that I will generate when we have our meeting. You just put in the notes of the form that this was a Tag Team Tuesday special. I also have a course, an intuitive painting course, Heartspeak Painting. It's an intro 2-hour workshop, so you can see a little bit what I do. You will come out of this 2 hours with a painting. I'm going to actually grab one for you. Yours may be representational. I'll kind of demonstrate 3 different things, but it is an opportunity to create something from your soul. The soul statement on this is, I'm one who protects my light. And I take you through the process of working with expressive intuitive painting to connect to your heart and get your intuitive messages. So it is a practice to ground in your body, and it is a practice to listen to your heart's voice and get messages from your soul. And so this is February 28th. The price of the workshop is $75. For the next 48 hours, you will pay $48 for this experience. The supplies are simple. You need no experience at all, just an open and willing heart to kind of try it out. And then you can get a little taste of what the 12-week intensive will be about, kind of a deep exploration of 12 archetypes that help you get to know what your soul's growth is longing for right now. So join me. And then Heartspeak Oracle through Sirius Joy Academy. Please come and make some cards. Let this be your spiritual tool, part of your toolkit. I love using them personally and professionally because it just opens that door to spirit. So you can check that out on Sirius Joy Academy.
Thank you, Gwen. And I think it's brilliant that you have this division where you can kind of try out her work for 2 hours on a weekend. And if you like it, then sign up for the whole shebang. So it's great. Gwen will be back here. I know you will, of course.
This is just the first time. I'm happy to join, and I love being a part of the Sirius Joy community. I'm so committed to Christopher and his vision. And, I have to say he's been very patient because he's been trying to get me to work with him for, 30 years. And I was like, no.
Yeah, she's a slow roll. Slow sale. That's a long-term sale. You just keep working the sale. Well, yeah. No, it's good though.
Yeah, you had the vision.
Thank you. And without you, I wouldn't have maintained it. So it's great how this works. Spiritual companions and people who come together to help each other out. We're a good example of that. We've been
spiritual study buddies. We've seen each other through a lot. And I think, as a collective, it's important to remember nobody gets out of the learning. I mean, if there's anybody who has seen my highest highs and lowest lows, it's Christopher. But he recognized my spirit when I walked into that Greek restaurant looking for a job.
Instantly, as a flash, immediately. It was like an instinct. I just turned around and went running towards the manager because it was these Greek restaurants. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered with tech. Yeah,
it was 2:30, end of the shift.
Yeah, they yell. I yelled at him like, "We need wait staff. We overstaff. They like do 10 stuff. They seat 10 people at a time. So, anyways, long story. Here we are. It's amazing. Who would have thought? Everyone, that's all we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow in 24 hours. Where we'll be some more Sirius Joy Live. It's going to be a wacky Wednesday. We have all kinds of fun stuff. Until then, try to ride that spirit of your heart right now. We love you. Live, love, be.